Welcome. Well met.
This is a grand day. Greet.
It's a pleasure to meet you. I am Countess Velga of Chorrol. I wish I had time to chat, but I'm afraid I'm in the middle of an investigation. As the head of the Elder Council, High Chancellor Orcato is the de facto ruler of the Empire for the time being. We're a mountain people, tough, independent. County Chorrol is rich in mines and timber, wool and mutton, and hard-working people. You seem the trusting type. Perhaps you can assist me. It seems someone has taken away an heirloom that is quite dear to me. I want you to help me recover a stolen painting. The painting was of my lost love, the Count Velga, and it has been stolen from my bedchamber. If you find the painting and bring the culprit to justice, you shall be justly rewarded. What say you? Very well. I suggest you begin to gather clues. And I warn you, do not accuse the wrong person, or I shall be quite cross with you. Here are some keys. They should allow you access to many of the restricted areas in Castle Chorrol. The painting is all I have left that reminds me of the Count. I spend many a lonely night wishing that the words I speak to it will be heard and not just fall upon the lifeless pigments and canvas. Everyone's talking about the victory over Mehrunes Dagon. I can hardly believe that the Oblivion crisis is over. Good luck, investigator.
Well met.
Brave deeds, friend. Taking the fight to Oblivion itself. I salute you. There are a lot of fine-looking women in Chorrol, but they're all kind of snooty and not very nice. I'm sorry I wasn't in that evening. I was making my rounds of Chorrol. The only odd occurrence lately was with Channel. I have seen her spending a lot of time in the West Tower. When I asked her about it, she said it involved her spell research. I suppose at the time it sounded good enough for me. Goodbye.
Hello, I'm Leith Wavrik, the Chief Herald and Countess Velga's attendant. Welcome to Chorrol. The Countess is in attendance. Proper etiquette is expected. My duties rely on watching no more than the throne and attending to visitors. But confidentially, I will say that Orgnolf has been acting a bit unusual. His abuse of drink has gotten worse lately. He is taken to asking for money from others to purchase spirits. A porter's wage does not befit his habit. Everyone's talking about the great victory over Mehrunes Dagon. Fare thee well.
You seek my help?
Have you ever been interested in joining the Mages Guild?
It's my pleasure. Please continue. Do you know Renald Germain, the fellow who lives on the west side of Chorrol? I saw him in Chedenol recently and said hi, and he pretended he didn't know me. I was quite irritated and haven't spoken to him since. But I wonder, was he really trying to be a fool? Or was something wrong? I don't remember seeing Channel or Orgnolf that entire evening. But then again, I stayed in my quarters most of the night. There was no point in going on my usual walk with all of the rain falling. As far as Channel and Orgnolf go, they seem fine to me. I only had a minor scrape with Orgnolf recently. I caught him drinking in the West Tower on the upper level. I told him if he didn't stop, I would tell the Countess. He just grumbled and agreed. He hasn't bothered me since. Yes, it's quite odd. Reynald, who I've bumped into several times in Chorrol, acted like I was a complete stranger. Also, he seemed sober, which is a refreshing change. Usually Reynald is stumbling around Chorrol drunk as can be. Very odd, but then it's really none of my business. Be seeing you.
I hope the investigation goes well. Return to me when you've found the culprit. Your best bet is to speak to residents of the castle. Once you have found out all you can, search for physical clues. Chanel and Orgnolf both reside in the private quarters section. They have been restricted to remain indoors, so they should be easy to find. You may also want to speak to Bitneld, the captain of the guard. He can be found on patrol in Chorrol or in the barracks. Finally, I would try speaking to Aurak Grogoth, who is my steward. He resides in the private quarters section as well. If he isn't in the castle, he may be at the Northern Goods and Trade, buying food to stock our larder. Good luck, investigator.
Look at the muscles on you.
Any luck yet? Hello. Are you searching for something? We're simple, God-fearing folk here in County Chorrol. Easterners worship their wallets and their fat bellies. The night that the painting was stolen, I was in the courtyard of the castle taking star readings. After a while, I decided to go into the dining area just off the Great Hall. I poured myself some wine and studied the charts I had made until it was time to sleep. From there, I went directly to my chamber and slept the rest of the night. The stolen painting was of Count Volga. Whoever painted it could not do the man justice. He was kind and noble, which is difficult to convey on canvas. I'm afraid other than that, I cannot offer much more information. Yes, I have heard that the painting of the Count was taken. I was unaware she hired an outsider to conduct the investigation. May luck be with you. They say that Akatosh appeared and killed Mehrunes Dagon, right in the middle of the Temple of the One. Do you believe it? Until your return.
So, you a living statue, or are you gonna say something? Chorrol's got plenty to eat and good thick walls, and that suits me fine. I don't know what's going on out there in the woods, and I don't need to. So, the Countess hired you to find the painting, eh? Well, you'll not find it by gawking at me. The night of the theft, I was in the Great Hall, having an argument with a delivery boy from Braville. It seems his horse lost its footing in the heavy rain we had that night, and the shipment of port that it was carrying slipped to the ground. Oh, the fall broke most of the bottles. He didn't want to claim responsibility, but I gave him what for and sent him away. After that, I spent the rest of the night in my quarters, reading. Aye, it was a fine portrait of a fine man. Back to work for poor old Orgnolf. Such good company. Welcome. You have the hands of a healer.
Welcome.
You again?
Any luck yet? Hello again. I hope your search for the painting goes well. Are you accusing me of taking the painting? Very well. I confess to the crime, but please understand, I only did it out of the great love I had in my heart for Count Volga. It was I that painted that portrait. When the Count was lost, the Countess spent so much time with it that I became jealous. I had to have the painting back, so I decided to steal it, then hide it behind the painting in my quarters. I'm ashamed of my crime, but ready to face what fate has in store for me. You have your criminal. Congratulations. I was careless to leave my art supplies around the castle like I did. I suppose I was easy to discover. I am ashamed that I took the painting, but my love for the Count was greater than you could imagine. I am undone.
Well,
Oh, you have returned from your investigation, and I'm eager to hear the results. Whom did you accuse? I'm shocked to hear of Chanel's crime, as she has always been such a nice member of our court. But I see that your evidence is without question. She shall be banished from Castle Chorrol and stripped of her duties. However, I am not without pity, and therefore she shall not be jailed. But she is never to set foot in Chorrol again. Congratulations on a job well done. As a reward, please accept this bounty of gold and gems. You've earned it. Farewell.